Hi everyone, welcome back. I've had some requests for an update on my UK tropical garden, so I was just going to go around the garden and show you what's going on. Obviously it's not looking its best, being January and quite cold, although saying that, it is 12 degrees Celsius today, which is not bad. It is kind of raining at the moment, so looking a little bit gloomy. I'm just going to go around and show you what's going on in the garden. So here we have some lovely black bamboo, which is still looking nice. I had quite a lot of new growth actually coming from this over the summer. The new growth comes out green, and then as it matures it gets to this lovely black colour. Makes for some really good screening. Mine is just potted up in quite a large planter, because this particular bamboo can be invasive and it produces runners, so it is potted up. It's got a forest flame here. This turns a lovely red colour over the summer. I'm really surprised to see that my passiflora has still got some leaves. It hasn't died back just yet. I will be giving all these a trim. It did produce fruit over the summer, which is really cool. And then down here in this pot I have Canna Pretoria, which has been covered with mulch for the winter, and then hopefully springtime it should start regrowing. I actually left some out in the ground by mistake last year and it grew back, which was really awesome. It's got a little fatsia there, which was a cutting that I took off one of my larger ones. This is my T-Rex covered up for the winter. The leaves died back, so I cut them off, and hopefully he will grow back bigger and better this year. Can't wait to see how big it gets. I'll attach a picture of what it looked like last summer. It was really small when I first got it, but they do grow really quickly, and these can be quite invasive as well, so I have put him in a very large pot. I've got some dahlias dotted around in pots, and I've just covered these for the winter, and hopefully they'll grow back as well. Here's one of my variegated fatsias. This is a spider web. These are a little bit less hardy than the standard fatsia, but they always seem fine in my garden. I do just wrap the trunk in a little bit of horticultural fleece, and I do mulch over the base as well. My bar covered up for the winter. I usually uncover it April time, which is when my birthday is, so I'm really excited to uncover it again and then have a little birthday party. Here's my dwarf fan palm, doing well. I've had him a couple of years now, I think. It was really tiny when I first got it. I think I'm going to have to upgrade his pot this summer. Here's a hydrangea, which has been cut back. They lasted actually really well last year, and they didn't even die back until about, I think it was October or November, so they did really well. Here is my Callistemon hot pink. These are evergreen, possibly not evergreen if you live in a very cold climate. But down here in the south of the UK, these seem to be fine. And this will come back with these beautiful bright pink flowers in the springtime. I will attach a photo so you can see what it looks like. But it's great because in the springtime there's not that much going on in my garden, so this just produces a really nice pop of colour. And I've got my Musa basdews covered up for the winter. They were all producing pups last summer, so I just wrapped the pups as well. And I do have some plans for the garden this year, which will involve digging up the lawn, but I'll show you that in another video. This guy is doing well. Again, this particular purple cordyline is meant to be a little bit less hardy than the standard green one, but seems to be doing all right. I've completely forgotten what this is called, but it has grown like crazy. I'm gonna have to repot him. I might even put him in the border actually. Looks really cool. Got another banana here wrapped up. If you feel the base of the banana, give it a squeeze. It should feel very firm. If it feels mushy and not firm, that means it's probably rotted, which is not good. But as long as it has a firm base, you're doing well. What else have I got? I can't even think what this is in here. What are you? There's no tag. I can't remember. Oh dear. Again, this was more cannas in this pot here. So here we have another banana. This was the Bengal tiger banana, the stripy one. Really, really beautiful. These like full sun. So he's been put at the front of the border because my patio and the front of the border gets full sun from about midday until about 8 p.m. So we've got a Scarlet O'Hara in the corner, which will start looking awesome again, hopefully springtime. And then basically this whole border is made up of lots of different canna, lilies and dahlias. And then climbing up the back we've got clematis, honeysuckle and passifloras. Hopefully we don't get a really cold February and March. Got a lovely grass here. And here is one of my tallest Musa basdews. He got massive last year, he looked awesome. So I can't wait to see how big it gets this year. And there was lots of pups around the edge. Actually, you can see them. Still feel firm, which is good. I've got a few friends requesting some baby bananas. And then this was a cordyline that I rescued from the garden centre last year. It looked really rough. It was in the reduced section. It had some kind of fungal thing going on. So I chopped back loads of the leaves that were affected and then I gave it a really good spray. And it seems much better now and it's grown loads. So I'm really pleased actually, because I wasn't sure if it was going to come back to life or not. And then we've got where the colocasia pink chinas normally live. So these have just been mulched over and they should come back in the spring. And then there's a hibiscus there which grew absolutely huge. It was pretty much the same height as this banana here, which I wasn't expecting, and the flowers were absolutely massive. I'll attach a photo to show you what it looked like. It was absolutely stunning. And then at the back there's some more dahlias and passiflora. It's got some more grasses here which have gone a bit wild. I need to give those a bit of a trim. This green one is an Everillo. It's a really cool green. It's almost like a neon green. And then there's this cute little reddish coloured stripy one down here. I can't remember what that one's called. And I've got a palm here. And then another banana. And then behind on the fence is a honeysuckle, which is evergreen. It is honeysuckle japonica copper beauty, and from memory I think it produced small white flowers, and I think the new growth comes through like a coppery burgundy colour, and it's cool that it's evergreen. Here's my gunnera, looking awesome. Yep, so this is covered for the winter. I've put some mulch on there and then basically chopped some of the leaves off and then covered it with that. Oh, it feels quite squishy, but that's what you're meant to do to protect them over the winter. So hopefully when I uncover that in the spring, it'll start growing back. I've just got some lavender down there, and then I've got another callistemon here, a hot pink one, and actually that's grown loads. And then we've got my Trachycarpus wagnerianus here, which I got last year. Seems to be doing all right. I'm really looking forward to the trunk getting really tall. Just got another cordyline there, some grasses, and then behind we have the Schefflera taiwaniana, bit of a mouthful. Again, this has gone crazy, and this is awesome because it's evergreen in the south of the UK. It does give a real tropical vibe to the garden. I actually haven't checked on this for a while, so I can't believe how much it's grown, and it's still producing new leaves. Look, oh, that's awesome. I love it. It's in a nice sheltered spot there, away from the wind. What else have we got down there? Oh, I can't even remember. There's so much. I might have to do a bit of a clear out this year. And then this is a Japanese Acer, so that will come back in the spring. Got a red robin behind there, and then my gorgeous tree fern, which arrived, I think it was last June, and it was just a log. There were no fronds whatsoever, so all these fronds are new. Again, these are hardy in the south of the UK, although I have protected the crown with some straw. So you may find that the leaves will get damaged by frost, so they'll just go a little bit brown. But it's not looking too bad so far. But once spring comes around, it'll just push out new fronds anyway. I love it. It's one of my favourite plants in the garden. These need a lot of water in the summer, and you water them from the crown. So I just hose in here where I've put the straw. What else have we got? We've got a date palm, which is still looking okay. These do tend to die back in the winter, but it's actually still here with us. And then what have we got? We've got Fatsia japonica, which has gone crazy. Gonna need to give that a good prune. And then tucked in the corner, I've forgotten the name of it, similar to the red robin, but it's got variegated leaves and they come through this gorgeous pink colour. It's really stunning. Again, I'm going to need to give that a really good trim. Cute lovebird figurines there in the birdhouse. And then down here, we've got a hosta which will come back in the spring. This grass is looking a little bit crappy, but hopefully it will perk back up in the springtime. Completely forgotten the name of this, but it comes back in the spring and it's got lovely white flowers. Over here we've got my Japanese cloud tree, which needs another prune. It's actually really fun pruning this into really neat kind of cloud shapes. Some more grass, and behind there we've got more bamboo and then another Japanese Acer, which is getting quite big. Over here in the border we've got a camellia, which will start flowering in springtime. I've got another tree fern, but it grew massive, like the fronds grew much bigger than I thought they were going to, so I think I'm going to sell this tree fern. I've got another one here as well. They're just too big for the border, so I'll either put them in pots or move them or sell them. I've got another spider's web Fatsia there, and then tucked away behind the Fatsia is a evergreen climbing hydrangea. This is called the Hydrangea seemanii, and it's great for covering a wall or a fence. It's evergreen. It grows in shaded conditions. So basically this whole border here is pretty much shade in the summer. So I had to choose plants that could grow in shade. And this hydrangea produces white flowers, I believe. I only got it last year and it was quite, well, it didn't look great actually when it arrived. It had a fungal thing going on, so I had to chop most of it back and treat the plant, but now it seems to have taken off. Got another camellia here, and again another Fatsia and a tree fern. This one's looking a bit frost damaged. So that's how my garden is looking at the moment. I really can't wait for spring. I can't wait to get back out here and do some gardening and see everything start growing again, and then it will look like a proper tropical garden again. I hope you enjoyed my little tour, and take care everyone, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!